What's up, everybody? Today we're taking a look at one of the most iconic and sought after LEGO Star Wars sets, I would dare to say, of all time. Today we are taking a look at the 2008 LEGO Star Wars Republic Gunship. Set number 7676 came with 1,004 pieces and 5 minifigures, a really cool speeder, and then of course this little like control platform. I don't physically remember ever having a gunship in my collection at any point in my LEGO Star Wars life, so I'm pretty excited to finally get into one of these. Now, as you guys may know, I have built custom projects using custom mocks of gunships. So I'm actually going to be comparing this between other gunship models that I've used in the very near future. So if you guys want to stay up to date with that, make sure you subscribe down below. So first things first, this set is retired. Like I said, 2008. This is one of the oldest models of the Republic Gunship LEGO has ever done. So if you're gonna want to pay for this sealed, you're just gonna run you about $350, $400. Used, probably about $200 to $250. So there's definitely a huge price increase, especially after the MSRP when it did come out. And also a quick disclaimer, like I said, this set was used, so some of the stickers may not be in the exact right position, so just keep that going forward. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the minifigures. So first up, we have a Phase 1 Commander Cody, which is super nice. Of course, we are most used to having Commander Cody in Phase 2, especially from Episode 3 and Utapau, so it is nice. He does have light bluish gray sort of variants of the helmet visor, the sort of hip, I guess, cloth you would call it, but obviously it's ABS plastic. And of course, like this little neck piece, as well as two side blasters, which does look nice. Up next, we just have a normal The Clone Wars Phase 1 clone, which is a pretty standard minifigure. This one is unfortunately a little bit yellowed, but nonetheless it still does this job fairly well. Next up, we have the Jedi Knight Plo Koon, who is always a great minifigure to have. Of course, he does have the really standard printing, nothing on the back. Overall, I'm actually a really big fan of the Plo Koon sort of head mold that LEGO did with the sort of squishiness. I'm happy with that. I hope we do get a sort of revamped version in the future, if you will. Next year, we have the Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course, he is in his Clone Wars armor, if you will, for when he's going into battle, which is always nice. Fun fact, actually, both Obi-Wan and Plo Koon are pretty expensive now. Obi-Wan's like at least $7, $8. Plo Koon I've seen going anywhere upwards of 15, so both pretty sought after Jedi right now. And the last one, and this is my favorite of the entire set, we have Asajj Ventress, the legendary Sith assassin. Of course, she does come with her cloth around the waist cape. Sadly, this one's a little bit frayed up, obviously being that the set is well over a decade old. All things considering, I think it's in a pretty good condition. Of course, she does have her dual lightsabers, normal assassin stuff. I really do love the headpiece. I think the head printing on it looks fantastic. Of course, the lips and the mouth does sort of give that Clone Wars vibe, but of course that's something that we should expect when we're seeing Asajj Ventress in any given LEGO set. And then the other two sort of mini buildable sections here. First thing, we have a little bit of a cool speeder. It's very reminiscent of the Endor speeder on the Imperial side in Episode 6. Basically, you just put in the gunship, swipe it out the back through a door. It's kind of cool, but something I really don't care too much about. And then the last is very reminiscent of Episode 2 on landing of Point Rain. It's sort of like this circular command and control center. It does have a cool 1x4 tile with a sticker on it, which does represent some cool little gadgets and stuff like that. Two seats, a little bit of a cool lever in between. Overall, nothing too crazy, but it is a really cool addition to the set overall. So with the minifigures and the other playable features out of the way, let's dive in onto the main portion, which is the gunship. So first of all, this gunship is out of scale. It's obviously not minifigure scale, but I really don't care about that too much, at least particular with this set. Going from front to back, you do have a very standard sort of design for the front nose section. Of course, I do think there could be a little green, but this is a LEGO Star Wars set from 2008. I'm going to be judging it accordingly. So you do have the two turrets on the front, the ball turrets that do move. As you go towards the sides here, you have some of these larger, I think these are 7 or 6x5, 6x6, whatever they may be, 7x6 panels. The set actually did come with stickers, so you could actually interchange some of the stickers. So for instance, on one side we have that little rat ugly thing with some missiles, and you can see here the missile count, which does look really cool, and also some airbrush writing on the top, which I'm actually very interested to see if that actually says anything. So if you guys know down below in the comments what that says, let me know. I'd be happy to know that. And then on the other side, it looks like you have this female Twi'lek with, again, more missiles and some more airbrush writing. That's probably one of my favorite things about this set, is that came with two different stickers, so you can interchange it to however you wanted it to be. It was a really cool idea, and I hope that LEGO does continue to do this. The front cockpit piece is a little bit bulky for my taste. Obviously, there are two different cockpits which you can open and close, so it does do its job. It does serve its purpose, and like I said, again, it's a 2008 LEGO set and it's 2020, so obviously sets now have substantially increased in quality, but there is enough room to comfortably sit two pilots. Now, this set actually doesn't come with two pilots. It comes with no pilots at all. It comes with a Phase 1 clone and then Commander Cody. So entirely, if you want to be like super accurate to what happens in the show, you would have to get to pilots, but this set doesn't come with them. Now, as you go behind the cockpit, there's a back the tank, which I'm not entirely sure why that's on the gunship. I'm sure there is a reference to it in the Clone Wars or some TV episode, but personally, I don't like this. I don't like having the back of the tank on it. So you can actually pull it in and out. It does use a lot of those trans clear blue pieces. But overall, I'm just not a fan of having this. I would have much rather maybe replace this with the ball turret or something like that. So overall, it's something I don't necessarily look for or I think is desired, but it's still a cool thing to have. So basically how it works is you can pull up these two tabs on the top of the area where the actual back of the tank goes. You pull that up, you could put your back of the tank right in there. It does use hinges to make sure it's locked in correctly, and then you could just sort of squeeze it in there, and you should be good, not having any issues of it falling out. Now, probably getting on into my least favorite aspect of this gunship is the door. Obviously, there's a lot of studs, which I'm okay with, again, considering the set is so old, but I'm not a fan of the dual doors. I would have much rather one large door that sort of moves all together simultaneously, smoothly. I think that's more accurate. But the mechanism to achieve the doors, how they open, is pretty standard. It basically just uses a bunch of Technic and some modified Technic plates and bricks to make it swivel, which does look nice. So the functionality is there, in my opinion, but I just don't think the looks is there right now, at least for this set. Now, as you open the doors, you do reveal a pretty sizable inside belly to the gunship. Like I said, this is not minifigure scale, so you will be able to fit considerably more minifigures than you would normally. And then you see there's a little mini compartment, or like a mini little stand in the middle. That is where the speeder would go, and of course you can lower this back door, out comes the speeder. So that's kind of a cool little play feature. But you can see there's a lot of room for a bunch of minifigures. There's a dip down, which does lead towards the back of the tank area, so there's plenty of real estate in here for if you are loading this thing with probably at least over a dozen clone troopers at a time. Now, without a doubt, my biggest pet peeve or just biggest issue with this set is when you look at the back. The back of this thing is very ugly. Very ugly. There's a lot of exposed inner workings, there's a lot of exposed inner Technic, which again, I'm trying to be lenient with how I judge it, because like I said, it's a 2008 Lego set, but when you look at the back, it just looks ugly. There's so much open space, way too many open gaps for my tasting. So honestly, it's a decent gunship. I don't think it's the best one Lego has made, but of course I might be spoiled because I have built custom models before, which are substantially better and more expensive. But with the bottom half of the gunship out of the way, let's go towards the top of the gunship, and let's go to these two longer turrets, which I'm actually a huge fan of. It is very accurate to what we see, especially in the movies, that longer turret. Now, in the middle of either turret, you do have the flick fire missiles. There are 4 on each side, so you have 8 in total. So this is an absolute blast. If you're a kid playing with this, you'll be able to swoosh it around, comfortably hold it, might I add, by probably one hand, flick fire some missiles like you're destroying some droids on Geonosis or in the Clone Wars. So very great play feature, which I'm really happy about. The wings themselves are pretty standard. They are not connected, however, by anything other than the hinge bricks, so you can actually raise and lower the wing like that. So if you wanted to go upside down, the wings will fold. I don't think that's an issue because I can't see myself using it upside down, but just know that, I guess if you didn't know that already, there's no real solid connection. It's literally just 2 hinge bricks, which I guess sort of give it that floppiness. And then on either side of the gunship, you do have the ball turrets, which can comfortably fit a minifigure as well, which is pretty cool. And last but not least, aesthetically, if you go towards the back, you do have that larger gun piece on the back as well, that singular ball turret, which is very accurate. So I'm actually happy that Lego did opt to include that as well. So my first gunship, what do I rate it? Honestly, I think this set is a little overrated. I don't think it has the aesthetics there. I think the minifigure selection is fantastic, especially with the accessories that you do get as well. I think in terms of play features, this set definitely does a phenomenal job. A cockpit that fits 2 pilots, some flick fire missiles, the ball turrets on either side, the ball turrets in the front and the back with the ramp doors, the back of the tank sort of area of the gunship. So I think it does a fantastic job for being a play set. But overall, I'm just not a huge fan of the aesthetic, and that might very well be because I'm used to mocks and custom designs. But I think I've been able to judge this thing pretty fairly. Overall, I'm still extremely thankful to have my first ever gunship. This is really cool, very nostalgic, definitely something I'll keep forever. I don't think I'll ever see myself getting rid of this. But guys, let me know down below in the comments which of the gunships Lego has made is your favorite model they've made. I'm pretty sure this might be like universally one of the least favorite ones, but I'm gonna try and get my hands on some of the newer ones, the newer renditions, and we'll see how that goes. So thank you guys for watching today's review of the 2008 Lego Star Wars Republic gunship. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of the set overall. I'd probably give it like a 6.5. I think the minifigures are great. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the aesthetics, but the play features and all that kind of stuff is good. And all things considering, it being 2008, I think it still holds up fairly well. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and drop a like down below. We got some more videos coming up here on the channel. Also, a quick shout out to all my members who joined the channel, guys. If you're looking to reap some exclusive member benefits, exclusive discords, badges, emojis, updates, all that kind of stuff that not everyone gets to see, definitely go check out and consider becoming a member of the channel and supporting me in a more inclusive way. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.